Hello folks, welcome back to Final Fantasy X, and today we're going to do a couple of things. I'm going to start off by showing you a neat little levelling trick that is practically mandatory if you want to get towards maxing out your characters in order to take on some of the game's super bosses. And after that, I think we'll finish off by collecting Wakka's Celestial Weapon, which is somewhat useful because Wakka has the attack reels overdrive, and couple that with the break damage limit from the Celestial Weapon, and you have a recipe for success against many battles. So what we're going to do is start with Yuna, Wakka and Auron. This is the levelling trick I'm going to show you now. And I'm going to show you the monster you need to kill in order to get, let's find somebody with it, these weapon drops that have triple AP on them. And 2 empty slots, so you can put the overdrive AP on, and if you have the materials for it, the double or triple overdrive ability, which I don't have. Because that's the first port of call for the trick. You need to get as many characters as you can equipped with those weapons. So what you're going to have to do is unlock the one-eye monster. They're the sort of floating eye things that, strangely enough, have one eye. Now, if I just go to the fellow here and speak to him, and if we go to fight monsters, I can show you who it is I'm talking about. We are looking for Species Conquest. There it is, it's the only one I've unlocked. Oh no, it's a couple of pages. The only one I've unlocked on this page anyhow. And if I can just find out the names of the monsters for you, yeah. You need to capture 5 of each of the following: Floating Eye from My High High Road, Buers, that's B-U-E-R, from Thunder Plains, Evil Eye from Macalania, Ariman from Mount Gadgezet, and the Floating Death from the Amiga Dungeon. The floating deaths are quite rare, but they do appear around the initial save point, so you shouldn't have too much trouble finding those. The battle is somewhat tricky if you've only just unlocked the monster arena, because the boss does have some nasty abilities. What I would recommend is going for a Hastagar, and I also try and start off with a character, preferably Yuna, with the the first strike ability, just in case you get ambushed, so you can summon an Aeon to take the initial blow. All I'm going to do is, I don't even think we need to armor break it, to be honest, because I'm just going to summon Anima, who will do a lovely job of finishing this boss off for us. Yuna, I haven't particularly leveled her up that much. You can see she's still only got 5.5k health, but Anima does power up very quickly, and Anima also has the break damage limit from the get-go. So hopefully you've watched my episode on how to get Anima. He should also survive the shockwave, and one more of these should do the trick. Again, if your Anima isn't strong enough to finish him off, then just go the tactic of, just bringing an Aeon out every time the boss attacks, and then attack with your regular characters for as much damage as you can in between. Preferably with quick hits and Hastagar. So what the boss will drop, he'll almost always drop 2 magic defense spheres if you get an overkill, or 1 if you don't, if you kill him normally. Occasionally he'll drop dark matter, and on top of that he'll also drop a piece of equipment with the triple AP ability, which is the easiest way to get the triple AP ability, incidentally. Or if he doesn't drop an equipment piece, he'll drop an armor piece. So that Durandal we just collected, for instance, is a weapon for Tidus. That's the one I already have equipped. There's the one we just dropped, triple AP. And you want to stick the overdrive to AP ability on those weapons. And I'm not going to do it, but I'll show you the item you need to collect in order to do it. Right down the list here. There we go, you need Door to Tomorrow, which is incidentally collected from, let me see if I can just find this out for you. I probably should have been a little bit more prepared, shouldn't I? I'm pretty sure it's in the monster arena somewhere. Let me just see if I can get that information very, very quickly. It's useful to know. Let me find out for you, one sec. Right, okay, so to get 99 Door to Tomorrows, you need to unlock 6 areas at the Monster Arena. So basically, once you've unlocked 6 of the area creations, which you see over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, well I've got more than 6, then he will give you 99 of those Door to Tomorrows. Now, the other thing you need to do is, first of all, depending on how many weapons you've got, decide which 3 characters you want to power level. And I'm happy to stick with Yuna and Tidus, I think. Or should I go? Yeah, Tidus, I am powering up at the moment. But your 3rd character must be somebody, I'm using Waka here, who has engaged in a lot of battles. Because that determines the amount of AP you're going to get in the battle that we do. And the person that has done a lot of battles, in my case Waka, make sure his overdrive mode is set to Stoic. And your other 2 characters set their overdrive mode to Comrade. So Tidus and Yuna there are on Comrade. If your Yuna doesn't have Comrade, she probably won't, in all honesty, then the best way to get it is to find a group of elementals in the Thunder Plains. Elementals are important because your characters can't evade elemental attacks. And then get somebody like Auron to provoke all the enemies. Cast Hastegar on the monsters and slow on your party, and then they'll just spam element spells on Auron. Keep him healed. I think at the maximum it's 250 attacks, I beg your pardon, on your allies, while Yuna is in the party and she'll learn the Comrade. It will pop up on the screen when it happens. And that of course will happen to anybody else who doesn't have it, who's in the party. Right, so I think we just need to go ahead and equip the weapons that we want to equip, the triple AP weapons, and our 3 party members. Don't worry about your character stats here. You can do this straight from the get-go. Just make sure you have that overdrive to AP ability. If you've got the mats to do double or triple overdrive, stick that on as well. Then we're going to go for an area conquest, Don Tombury. You unlock Don Tombury by collecting every monster in the sunken cave area. I think that's the area actually where we collected Yojimbo from. I hope so anyway, I hope I'll give you the right place there. Anyway, we're going to enter battle here with him. Now, we're not actually going to be killing him. Chances are as well that if you are going for this early on, which you should be going for this as soon as you can really, as soon as you can kill one eye and get those weapons, then this is a good levelling trick. What we're going to do is try and get Waka to get as many attacks in as possible. The other thing I didn't mention, is not essential, but I do recommend it, is to have one of your characters have the Auto Phoenix ability. Because what Waka's going to do here, he's going to be the only one who attacks the monster. And the amount of damage he takes depends on the amount of battles he's been in. So we're taking 79,000. It hasn't been in 79,000 battles, it's multiplied. But the more battles, the more damage. Now we will get AP based on the amount of damage that Waka takes here. Hence the reason why you want a character that's taken that's been in battles. Since that determines the amount of damage they take, etc, etc. So how long do we do this for? Well, we do it until the boss reaches us. So Waka will probably get to attack about 8 to 10 times. If you're doing it very early from the get-go of your power leveling career, your characters might not have high enough agility, and you might only get 3 or 4 attacks in before the boss reaches you. That is absolutely fine. You won't get as much AP, but you'll get a sufficient amount, trust me on that. Because I don't have the I don't have double or triple overdrive. I am actually missing out on a lot of AP. It is possible to get 99 sphere levels from one battle here, whereas I'm not going to get anywhere near that, but even so, I'm still going to get quite a few. So I'm going to pause the video, and as soon as Don Tombury gets close, I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so the Tombury creature here is about to step very close. I don't think we're going to get another attack on back. I'll just check. Nope, we won't, so I'm going to skip this turn of Yuna's. And when he's at this distance, he will no longer counter-attack with Karma. So you've got two choices here. Well, three choices. You can either stand and get pwned by the Tombury, who will now unleash all sorts of nastiness against you. You won't get any AP if you do that, if you get a game over, obviously, so you probably don't want to take option 1. Option 2 is if you're strong enough, you can now defeat the creature. Or option 3, and by far the easiest option, is just to flee from the battle, and you'll still collect all the AP you've earned from the little trick that we've just done. And you can see we've got some nice big AP numbers there. So we've got about 27 sphere levels each, and Waka gets 41. Being the one who was attacking. As I said, you get the triple overdrive on there. Basically, those numbers are tripled. So you could easily get to the 99, which is the maximum amount of sphere levels per battle, for literally 5 minutes of work. And that's the little trick I want to show you on how to get sphere levels. Great for levelling. Now we've done that, hopefully that's prepared you for some of the tougher bosses that are going to come up. I want to show you how to get Waka's overdrive, not overdrive, so celestial weapon, and I do hope you like Blitzball, because if you want his celestial weapon, you're going to have to play a damn lot of it. Right, so here we are in Luca. Now, I'll explain why we are in Luca in a little bit. Basically, we're getting a couple of items for Waka's celestial weapon, but we're also going to do some Blitzball, which of course you can do from any save spear, but I'll do it here while we're here. So what we are looking for is the Jupiter Crest and the Jupiter Sigil. Now I've already got the Jupiter Crest, but don't worry, I'll show you where that is. It's just an item you go and collect. The Sigil is somewhat tricky, because you're going to have to play a lot of Blitzball, but there is a trick to doing it in less games than would otherwise be necessary. And the trick is to use the reset option. So, in order to get the Jupiter Sigil as a prize to show up, which you can see I've got here on my league, you first need to get all 3 of Waka's overdrives, which are also prizes. Once you've got those in succession, then you can find the Jupiter Sigil as a league prize for first place. So, Waka's overdrives, that's the first thing. The first overdrive you're going to get is the attack reels. By this point in the game you should have that. If you don't, because you haven't played Blitzball for whatever reason, then you need to get it. It'll be for a tournament prize. If tournament is greyed out as it is here, then just close and open the Blitzball menu a few times and it will eventually show up. Once you've got the attack reels, you need to get the status reels. Now the status reels are a league prize, but they won't show up until Waka has participated in battle with 250 fiends. That's why, if you remember, I did recommend that when you're capturing monsters for your monster arena, that you use Waka in your capturing party. Once you've got the status reels as a prize, you'll want to get the Auroch reels. The Auroch reels will appear as a tournament prize once Waka has got the previous 2 overdrive prizes and has engaged 450 fiends in battle. Once Waka has got all these prizes, then the Jupiter Sigil has a chance to show up as a league prize. The reset data function is useful because if you don't get the prize you want show up, for instance, if I didn't get the Jupiter Sigil here as a league prize, rather than having to play 10 excuse me, 10 league games in order to complete the league and reset the prizes, you can just reset the data until it shows up. However, resetting the data does reset every character to level 1 and put any members of your Blitzball team that you've recruited back out in the field as free agents. However, in saying that, once you've got the airship, you can recruit quite a powerful team from level 1 once you've reset your data. And every time you reset it, you can recruit the same team. And I'm going to show you what that team is. I've got my final round here of the league, and that will give us the prize. The team I'm using is Tidus in the left forward position, Wedge in the right forward position. Wedge can actually be found just up the ramp ahead of where we are right now, along with Biggs, but you only want to recruit Wedge, don't bother with Biggs. Brother is great in the midfield position, and he can be recruited on the airship. He's a free agent as well. After that you have Rop. Rop can be found, let me make sure I get this right for you, in the Mehian, however you say that word, I can never say it, High Road Travel Agency. And I'm going to put him in the left defence. Nida here, or Nada, can be found at the shop in the Calmlands, so that's exactly where the airship will port you when you choose that as a destination, which is behind the counter. And then Duran here is a pretty darn good goalie from the get-go, with a 16 catch. I think he has a 15 catch at level 1 when you recruit him, which far outseeds Keeper, who is your default goalie, of 5 catch, so yeah, much better. Duran can also be found in the Calmlands, but near where the Cavern of the Stolen Faith is, just in that sort of gorge area down there. So that's the team I'm using. And when you do reset data, save your game before you reset, and before you go hunting for all these players, check either on tournament or league, depending on what you're doing, that your first game is not against the Albed Psyches, because they are a tough team to beat, especially when your characters haven't been leveled up at all. So you do not want them as your first encounter in Blitzball after a reset. So we'll go ahead and just set some marks here. It's not too important, I'm probably going to go for a reset afterwards anyway. Not that they've got anything to give us, so it's just useful to have marks, I guess. And we'll proceed with the match. Now, what I recommend is you use Brother to gather up all the defenders, and then, because Brother has a high pass, he can pass the ball, maybe even break through a couple of... What the hell am I... Oh, I was confused then. I thought I had Letty on my team, but he's not. It's what the other team have managed to recruit him. Well, look at that. Wedge has 21 attack. The one downside to Wedge is he does have a low pass, so don't be too far away if you do want to pass with him. So I'm going to pass immediately. And I'll show you the little trick I like to do with Brother. We'll pass to him now, and we'll just gather up some of these defenders here, like this. Like I said, Brother is one of the fastest players in the game, and we're going to have to break one, but that's okay. We can then pass to Tidus. Always use your abilities if you can, even if you don't need them, because the player will get more experience then. Tidus has got a nice open field from which to score. I mean, he might encounter this noob down here. I could have gathered him with Brother as well, but it's not a big deal. I'm just going to go for the sphere shot. .23 shoot. I'm pretty sure we've got a goal there. So what I like to do in my Blitzball games is get a few goals on the scoreboard, and then I'll just pass the ball amongst the defenders so that they don't get left out of experience. Remember, your characters will only get experience if they've participated, and the amount they participate depends on the amount of experience they'll then get. So this time I'm going to gather up the defenders on this side of the field. We'll just try and get out of their range. That's more like it, and we'll pass to Wedge. Now Wedge, I could have again gathered up the defenders at the other side also, but we'll see how we get on. Our goalie, or their goalie, is not particularly useful anyway. So, well, I think we could break to both of those without too much problem. Letty, is it Letty? Yeah, he's complete and utter rubbish, that's why I don't have him on my team. Wedge, on the other hand, is nice and awesome. I think he's even my high scorer in this league, as opposed to Tidus, who is normally the high scorer. I do recommend, if you don't have it, you get the Jack shot. You can watch one of my earlier videos on how to do so. Yeah, when Wedge is here, and Brother, incidentally, then nobody stands a chance. It looks like Wedge is doing Brother's job of gathering up the defenders, but he's not as fast, so we're going to have to break through a few players, I would say. And we'll pass straight on to, I think it's Rop. He's the only one we'll be able to reach at this distance, because Wedge is a low pass rate, or pass stat. So we're going to try and lose some of these here, which we're not going to. Again, Brother is by far the fastest. This hasn't gone particularly well. 7, 8, 15. Maybe we'll get through this. It's possible with a nap pass, maybe. I couldn't have break through any more players though at that point, so let's see how we get on here. Yeah, I think we're going to do it. Just got such an awesome blitzball team. And I'll tell you what, let's go for Brother, shall we? See if he can actually score a goal. He's got a fairly decent shoot, so in an emergency he can do it. He might have one to break through. I think we can handle that. So we've got a nice, well, I'm going to presume we've got a nice 3 goals here from 3 different players. Bit of variety there for you. Keeps the blitzball audience happy, bit of entertainment. And we're just going to get the ball now. We've got a minute or so left. I'm getting confused when I see Letty, because I'm so used to having him on the Aurochs team. Don't think they're going to get through 3 of us here. Right, and I'm just going to pass very quickly now to Nader over here. And we'll hopefully get a couple of passes between the defenders just to finish off, so they can get some experience as well. Between Nader and Rop. Just backwards and forwards. Just like that. It's not the most exciting way to play blitzball, but when you've had a good attacking team, you don't want to leave your defenders behind on experience, because they get too weak and the ball does get through, you're going to find yourself in a lot of trouble. By the way, that trick I was showing you with Brother about gathering up the defenders, it works very great against the Albed Psyches, because he is faster than all of them. The only problem with them is that they use Nimruk, who is an awesome goalie, so by golly you're going to have a good shooter to get through that. But look at all that lovely XP. A couple of our players got some levels there. Brother's got a higher shoot, which is always useful. Now, if I was playing like off screen, then I probably, at this point, because we've already got 3 goals, just pass the ball amongst my players to get the experience for the second half. Probably mostly amongst the defenders, because they tend to get neglected. But seeing as how I'm doing this on camera, I'll probably try and go for a few more goals. So again, I missed one of the defenders down here. Let's see how many we can gather up, shall we, for a bit of fun. We do love Brother, don't we? Look how awesome he is. They're all after him. None of them will catch him though. Right, and now we've got a free reign of who we want to pass to. They've got a lovely open, it's not really a field, is it? A lovely open swimming tank. Let's go for a bit of wedge action, shall we? And we'll just swim all the way to the goal. And Bob's your uncle. Again, with a shot not necessarily with an 8 catch, but it does mean that he'll get some more experience. Although he does have super goalie, which I didn't actually know he had. He must have learnt it perhaps in the first half. Not that we actually use it, so I don't know how he would do that, but there you go. Why they've hired this guy, I don't know. I got rid of him because he sucked. Good job, brother. Let's see if we can gather them all up again. How can they fall for the same scam twice? I just don't get that. This time we'll give it to Tidus. Let him have some scoring action. Oh, mind you, Tidus isn't very fast, so they might catch up with him from that distance. But then we have got the jet shot if they do. Nah. Bags of time to get there. Bags of time. "12 catch ain't gonna help you, I'm afraid." And blitz off again. Yes, I would say that... what team is this, by the way? The Killiker Beasts? I don't know. Whatever it is, they're probably not enjoying themselves too much at the minute. One thing Letty can do is pass a ball. And one thing Tidus can't do is block a pass. Oh wow, looks like they might actually take a shoot here, which I wouldn't mind because we need some XP on our goalie. Fortunately, Roppy's just too damn good. Didn't get anywhere near our goalie, that didn't. We'll break to Letty, who's obviously very sour that we didn't recruit him. Or rather that we had recruited him automatically but then sacked him. Let's go for brother and swim around for a bit, no one can catch him. They can try though. And who's this last dude here? I think it's the Luca Goers do have some pretty nifty players, so it might not work as well with them, this trick. But with the other teams it certainly does. Who's got the... don't think it really matters, so should we go for wedge again? Looks like we'll be going for goal number 6 here. Yeah, I think he's given up using super goalie. Just get the goal over with, it's going in one way or another. Well, they've got 13 seconds to get 7 goals. Something tells me it's not going to happen. Especially with Wedge on attack there. Should we try something crazy and just go for a shot from here? Oh, that's a damn shame. I reckon we might have had a chance of that as well if we hadn't run out of time. We had 10 left compared to his 8 catch. Oh, no levels that time, not to worry. The only one I really want is Nimrock. But he never seems to become available for me. Right then, let's see what we get. Well, I know what we're going to get. We get the Jupiter Sigil, lovely. And we get the top scorer's prize. Not that I actually rename my Aeons, but if I ever did want to, then we can do so. So that's how we get the Sigil. And now I'm going to show you where the crest is located. I think... oh, actually I've had a mind blank. Is it left or right? It's down one of them. Let's try right, I think it could be. One of them's a dead end, so it's not a big deal if we've found the wrong one. Yeah, it is this one. Into the room with the Besaid Aurochs here. And you're going to let us through? I think it's in this locker. Now, I've already got it, so I can't loot it. But definitely in one of these lockers, you'll find the Jupiter crest. So make sure you do grab that. And then the only thing left for us to fetch is the weapon itself, which I think's called the Grand Champion, or the World Champion rather. And that is also found in Lucca. As usual, you will require the Celestial Mirror. But if you've been collecting the other Celestial weapons, then you will of course have that. Again as well, you'll need to head to the Shrine in Macalania to power it up once you've got both the crest and sigil. I'm not going to show you how to do that, I've already shown you. And this episode is starting to go on a bit now. Wrong place. Hang on, I've got myself into a bit of a pickle. I've come to the wrong... Should have gone right, I don't know why I came up here, sorry about that. We're heading to the Lucas Square, which is actually this way. And now from the square we just want to head straight up north to reach the cafe. The one weapon I haven't yet done and I'm not looking forward to is Lulu's, because you've got to dodge 200 lightning strikes in a row at the Thunder Plains. Yeah, that's not going to be fun at all. Right, hello you. Yes, we will use the Celestial Mirror. And there we have the World Champion. Again, just make sure you empower it in Macalania. And once you've used the levelling trick I showed you at the beginning of this episode to power Waka up, he will be a death machine, especially with his attack reels overdrive. But I'm going to finish this episode here now today. So thank you for your patience as we got through some perhaps not the most exciting yet so very necessary stuff, especially because of the enemies we're going to be facing in the near future. Next time I think we're going to go ahead and crack on with Sin before we get too powerful, although we probably already are too powerful for that, but we'll see how we do. And once we've done that, well, we'll see where we go. Post a comment, let me know what you guys thought of this episode, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, that supports me and also keeps you updated with future episodes as they're released. I've been your host Fuzzfinger, you've been watching me play Final Fantasy X, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.